Among the many issues that cause modern conflicts, one of them is that nobody wants to be the bad guy. Children grow up in their community with their parents in whatever country or government they're under, and they get conditioned by their education to be a good cog in the system. And part of that learning experience is that they're the good guy, right? Because history is written by the winners. And so, as much as your feelings are valid, try not to hold that against the people, because unconditioning yourself is hard work. You essentially have to question your perspective of reality. Everything that you know to be true, that all your values and your concepts are built upon that foundation, and it's that foundation that is being put into question. In the same way that there are American citizens who have blinding loyalty to the government, to this administration, right? And you're like, well, how could that possibly be? Well, the education system, right? Ghislaine Maxwell's father was into book publishing, and many of those books that that we grew up on reading in schools and public education were books produced by him, and he was part of Mossad, right? And now think about that, but also Israel. And you're like, well, how can Israel people think this way? That's exactly how Israel people can think this way. The people in Israel who are lost and cannot conceive the level of atrocity that is being committed right now is no different than the US citizens who are consuming all of this BS in our media and what our government is doing, and their unquestioning loyalty. And when people have this strong of a belief in a system because nobody wants to be the bad guy, there's going to be things that may be obvious to another person, and they're going to make up excuses or reasons or other ways to see an event in a different light, in a way that meets the confirmation bias. We are all guilty of confirmation bias. Atheists use confirmation bias, Christians use confirmation bias, I use confirmation bias, right? We all use confirmation bias in order to support the reality that we perceive, that we believe in. The only real way to combat this is with patience and dedication and the discipline not to attack people for being born into the systems that they were born into, right? Because I'm not saying that we don't hold people accountable. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that conditioning works on anybody. And the less aware you are of that conditioning, and children typically are not all aware of the conditioning, it's something you learn about as an adult, right? Like, how many people are in their 30s and still haven't questioned any of the things that they have built their life upon?